Hello, friends. Um, the crab had asked me to do this against my free will, so I'm hoping that while I'm playing through this seed, that my commentary, what I talk about throughout this, is going to be insightful in some way, shape, or form. I'll give you my opinions about how I feel about stuff and why I choose the routing that I do. And this is going to be a pretty good time. I feel like it's going to be kind of trolly, but I'm in it to win it. So we're going to do this right now in 3, 2, 1. Girl power. I dig it. Pretty slow party. However, there's could be a way to change this if we get somebody cool with this comp. The Chrono wouldn't be bad. Ayla. Ayla with Lucas Blaze Kick and Fire Roll. And then there's the Ice and Cube Toss for Marl. But with Chrono, the AoE heal with Aura Whirl is pretty nice too. But we're not going to know what we have until we do this, so let's go. Usual shop and stuff. Power tabs rolled 4, so that's probably gonna make me want to grab the other power tabs too. The ones in the forest, in the cave. I like the loot in here because, I mean, I found a demon edge, so that's pretty cool. And I'm trying to put this in here also, since we're here anyway. See? That's a speed belt, which is pretty sick. No, I don't need that. The Berserker in there is kind of interesting, but with this party, we don't really need it. Talk to him to get that flag set for the bridge. And I'm looking for shelters and revives. The heals are pretty good too, though. I'm weird. I like to do my battle speed and all that fun stuff in the menu. Hypno Wave, Ice 2. Ice 2 is looking very, very good. And before, I usually menu whenever I'm out in like the overworld and all that, just so I'm not wasting like any time. So there's that. The second and fourth on a brand new seed is always going to crit. Ice 2 is kind of wanting me to go and do desert grind. And with the speed belt, I definitely feel more comfortable doing that now. Grab this tab and the shelter up here before we take this other fight. Hypno Wave gets slept on. There's certain bosses like Mother Brain's panels. There's Masamune and gosh, I think Atropos also that get affected by sleep. So that's pretty cool. And I'm gonna plan on keeping the speed belt on Marl just because Fire 2 takes a little longer to animate compared to Ice 2. This is some pretty sweat talk right now, but Ice 2 is quicker. And my routing, I switched to 1000 at Aussies for it. That's pretty good. Hey, yeah, that's pretty decent. So let's talk to the carpenter. What a lot of people don't know is there's actually another shop in here. Check it out. There's some shelters for me. There's a white vest, okay. I'm not too worried about revives right now, just because Marl's in my party. Life 2, re-raise, those kind of defensive spells are really nice. The Ruby Knife, it's pretty decent. I mean, I like Tyranno Go mode. For that, you need the Gate Key and the Dreamstone. We can't use it right now, so it's just going to sit in our inventory. I'm not buying the bent sword just because I don't have Frog in my party right now. Silver earrings, red vest. Honestly, that sounds pretty good, the red vest. And I'm going to go up to the fair, see if Melchior is always going to have like shelters and revives and some pretty decent weapons too. But right now I just want like 2 revives and I'll buy another shelter. Pet the cat. This is a free shelter and it's quick too. I'm going to sneak into the forest over here real fast because I want that nice and sparkly 4 power tab. I typically won't buy anything from the snail stop. That, like, if Frog is required, like with the bent sword, I'm not going to buy it there just because I can't use it immediately. Same with, if it was the case with the Prism Shard, I would want to see Marl before I would buy that. The Clone and Chrono Trigger is also the same case. Really only want to buy something maybe like the Hero's Medal, the Gate Key Pendant, or some pretty obvious ones. The Jerky can be nice sometimes, just so you get it out of the way early. I like Frog with this party. There's a dual tech for him and Marl, Glacier. And with Luca, there's Red Pin and Line Bomb. I don't know what's going on with the music right now, so I'm just going to pray. There we go, it did not soft lock. Okay, good. I got scared there for a sec. So let's navigate through here. It's another speed belt, good. And then I usually menu here before the fight. Try not to menu that often unless you're at a save point or you're in the overworld. Unless you get something really, really good. Ice 2. I like to take this fight here just to get some extra XP. It's like you're at Denadora Mountains. And it'll also give your third party member, like Frog in this instance, their second tech whenever you reach the piano room. Okay, Leap Slash. Who I'm hoping to see back here, Robo. I would like to see that. Just because Marl has her ice too. Do not try that. It's 50-50. Just go to the side. Don't go through the middle. The R series is a pretty easy boss fight, honestly. And with the hit points being around 900 at this spot, an Antipode 2 is going to be enough. Okay. Magus isn't bad. I'll gladly take Magus. I'm going to switch Frog out, put you up front. This is also Team Blackrock. It's going to be some Dark Eternal stuff. However, for that you need Dark Matter, Flare, and Ice 2. And the Blackrock, so. It's fun stuff. If you're a newer player, just kind of play it safe with the rocks. As I've been told, they're riskier strats, since it's a triple tech. I'm just curious, I want to see what's hanging out here at the bridge. That's a no from me. The Moonstone isn't really that great unless you have access to the past, so prehistory and future. You also need Prism Shard. And you know what? I need to check and see what you have. You have Ice too, so you are getting a Speed Belt. I'm going to do some quick grinding here. I can't really tell you how important it is to grind. Just being, you'll be out of here by at least level 15. And that's plenty to get through most of the dungeons in the early game. And the reason I'm using Magus here is that his Ice 2 costs 4 instead of the 8 that it would be for Marl. Now what you want to do here, so you don't initiate the boss fight, is hug the walls. Just hug them. Gonna loot. There's gonna be 2 more fights that I want to take. One over here and then one in the middle where the stairs are. There we go. I forgot to turn my emo tracker on, so sorry about that. I'm doing Denador down mountains now. I'm super curious about the Black Rock, if it's hanging out up here or not. It's unfortunate that happened, but stuff happens. Dark matter. Well, that's what I was looking for. So, phase 1 Masamune. In case you didn't know, I'm going to show right now that you can Hypno Wave them. And they both go to sleep. So, that's pretty cool, in case you didn't know. During the first phase there, you just need over 1,000 damage to get to their second phase. See what they're popping out today. Not bad. Yakura might just be a little weird because his counterattack is gonna not be too fun to mess around with. Whenever you can, try to use the party member that's closest to him, so that his counterattack will... Okay, I was kind of worried he was going to hit Marl. So that his counterattack doesn't activate. So since he's so close to Luca, and I used my command as Luca to use Antipode 2, the counter shouldn't work, but he's going to be gone right here anyway. It's one of the benefits of doing the desert grind early. The Dinosaur mounts can be a little intimidating since you don't know what boss will be up here. Especially if it's like a mutant or Dalton Plus, it can be a little tricky. And that's the gate key. So that's part 2 of Tyranno Go mode. And we have the ruby knife. So right now what we're looking for is the Dreamstone. Where that's at, no, we don't know because, you know, the game's randomized. So I'm a little bit tempted to check Mount Woes since it's pretty early into the seed. We have 14 speed, which is what you want to have to bypass the gargoyles. And Magus should be able to get the first attack in, taking a lot of the fights up there. By the end, you should be around level 23, I would say. It probably wouldn't be a good idea to check who's up on Dactyl Nest. I would hope for a Robo, just since we cleared out most of the desert. Hecarim Cave is still another option too. The jar fights do give out 25 tech points. And also, since we're right here anyway, I'm kind of feeling we should just do Hecarim Cave right now. So I'm gonna check all my stuff here before I go inside. Dark Matter, Protect. I'm really confident in wanting to use this party, so I have 4 speed tabs. Let me take this speed belt off just so I know what I'm working with. 8 and 9, so 1, 2. I want to use Dark Eternal, so having more magic tabs on Magus will make it more powerful, just due to the fact that Dark Matter is like the most important spell for that. And I put more speed tablets on Marl, since she knows spell haste. I would prefer that our party pulls off the haste really quick so that we can get things moving, because this party is a little lackluster when it comes to the speed department. So we should know all the spells that are necessary for Dark Eternal. Yep. So that doesn't really matter right now since these mobs are kind of weak. But once the boss fights start coming around, we'll see how much that bad boy does. I'm gonna check really quick. 173. So I mean, it's not really gonna matter if I take these bad fights or not. So I'm just gonna skip it. I'll take this one though. I like the 25. It's a pretty good number. That's the fight. I hope you enjoyed this spell too. That's kind of wild. Alright, so that's an early go mode there for Tyrannolair. I want to check my levels out before I do anything else. So buy some shelters, some revives, that doesn't hurt. No, and I'm level 17, 18, so that's pretty okay. That's not bad, but I kind of want to grind it just a little bit. Take the middle mob just so that the fight animations start earlier. Ice 2, since that's the fastest one. I feel pretty comfortable going into Tyrannolair around level 19, 20-ish. Whenever Magus gets there at least, so I'm gonna wait for him to level up. Okay, so right now, 19, so once I hit 20, I feel like I'll be fairly confident to get through there easily. So once I see that again from Magus, I'm gonna head on out. Am I curious about that? Yes. However, this is a pretty good time for a go mode, so kind of want to see how fast I can clear this bad boy. Okay, he's level 20. Let's go heal up, and there's another shop that I want to show you that some people miss. Might have some goodies in it too. This is the shelter shop, which is a free one. Fairly certain the fastest in the game too. Save your money. And then the shop here on the top left, there's a merchant. Gradius, which I mean, yeah, she needs a better weapon, so I want to sell this, that, that. You can also equip things in the menu here. I want that. I kind of want to give. Nah, that's okay. She can keep the black rock. So Tyrannolair, this dungeon, you don't really, from my experience at least, the most common ones to get are like Magus Castle and then Black Omen. I don't really see this one that often, but once we get to the nitty gritty with the parts with the skips, I'll try to explain as best as I can on how that stuff works. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, that is very nice. So before you enter this room, you just want to stop for a second and let them move and hold left. Top left on your directional pad or whatever you're using, and you'll avoid all the encounters here. This is where it gets kind of tricky. So I'm just going to show you. You go up here, and then once you hit like this little part right here, you just kind of want to hang out on that and go up. Tyranno lair, you want to go right. And you want to go down here. You kind of see this. You want to be parallel to this one right there. So I'm going to move left, and then you want to go down. So I'm down all the way. You can't go anymore. I hold up, and people say to spam A as soon as you hit the door. I'm not certain if that works 100% of the time. I try it. I try to. So you just want to hold straight up on whatever you're using, like the directional pad or whatever. So I'm going to go up, and as soon as I get to the door, press the A button like a madman and hope that works. Cool. Save here, make sure I have a rock equipped, which I do. I would like to equip a stud. Since dark matter costs 20, you want to reduce that as much as you can, and all that fun stuff. Speed going down a little bit does suck a little bit. So another one. 22, so that's 26. So with the next room, you kind of want to make like a V whenever you're avoiding these encounters. So down, right, up, like you're making some V's. Hit the wall and go up. The middle part's going to be the save point, and you can just open the door with the A button. So let's save shelter, and I want to equip that rainbow helm. Go up the mouth and down just to be safe. And then here, you want to go over this way, make those V's. Same thing as the other room, just make sure you're down here. You can't move anymore really, and you want to hold up. And you'll skip those 2 encounters that are there. I'm going to use that magic tab right here. And since Dark Eternal, it uses Dark Matter, Fire 2, and Ice 2. Since Magus' attack does the most damage in that, I want to make sure that his magic is the strongest. So 50, that's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Azala in this first phase here is weak to magic. You're not going to do much to the Black Tyranno. I kind of want to get them out of the way before I start hasting. So the break means that it's over for that phase. And since this is some downtime, always haste Marl first, so then her ATBR bar fills up the fastest. And we're just going to have everybody else on standby right now. You don't want to use a turn. Say I have Luca attack right now. That would be bad, since the haste effect won't work whenever you use an attack and the ATB bar is filling up. So it's going to just rise slowly, like the spell was never put on her in the first place. We want to use our party's strengths to our advantages. 63. Well, 60-93. And I know I'm pretty close, so I'm just going to Dark Matter. 6, yeah, that's going to be enough. Okay, good. I already bought a lot of shelters and revives. However, before you do any of this, just make sure you're set before you go to the Ocean Palace. I'm an Inhasa stan. I really like the speed tab that you get from up here. So the book on the right, I kind of think about it as like I'm watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. So you go to the water trap first, and then as soon as the first couple episodes are over, they go to the Airbender place. And then the Fire Nation's last as we moonwalk over to the room. I don't think I'm strong enough for Dark Matter to work, so I need Dark Eternal. It's also 90 tech points. And a Mega Elixir there too, so that's pretty sick. A Magic Speed tab. That Elixir is going to help since our team doesn't really have any AoE heals. Okay. Oops. That would be really nice. But I don't think I have really the money to do that unless I sell a silver stud. And a speed belt along with that. And the earring, so that's another 6,000 that I need. I'm going super offensive here. It is pretty risky. I'm thinking about lavas 2 and 3 right now with the bananas like that he uses on 2 and just making sure like those prism specs should be able to help me get over the 4,000 damage on the left arm. And it is a little unfortunate that the gold stud is just kind of like sitting there now, but I would just prefer for the enemies to be like gone. Do I have anything? No. That's alright. I have some barriers that I can use, and I want to haste before I do anything else. Okay. I'm gonna go left first. Quad nines. And you want to hit the flame 10 times, and the fight will be over. So that's 3. Quad 9. Oh, no. Ooh, 4. 5. I'm not saying it. 8. 9. And that should be 10 if my calculations are correct. That's definitely enough right there. Yep, whenever he slows down that animation right there. I like to cast spells in the tech menu just so whenever you go back and into like normal fights, it'll automatically go back to your cursor memory in the tech menu. So it's easier to run away from battles. It makes your life a little bit easier. The mages here have 750 hit points, so I'm just equipping the gold stud in dark matter and these bad boys. And this is what everybody calls the grind spot. There's 80 tech points, which that's great even if you have a party that you're not super confident in, this would be the place to like get all the techs for whoever else you want to put in to complete like whatever you're planning on doing. And the XP is great, like 2600. Full ethers are dropping, so the full ethers are it's what's kind of keeping me here longer. Since I'm going to be using prism specs and dark matter without the gold stud, it's going to cost 20 MP. So it's going to be nice to have these ethers here. I'm going to check my levels. 27. Magus is still 26. I want black hole, so I'm going to keep grinding. And especially with this party, their hit points aren't the greatest, so maybe hanging out around 28, 29, and then taking the fights as you go down is a pretty decent option. .28, so I'll feel comfortable at 29. Okay, so let's take these fights going down these stairs. I need 32 for black hole, so I'm just gonna go down these stairs and then back up. This is honestly pretty good pace. I didn't feel like really explaining too much at the Golem boss because, well, I mean, he doesn't really do anything, so... I'm gonna see if I can outdamage Lavos here so that I can get past him before Obstacle goes off. So Dark Eternal is gonna be my best bet. With, I believe, 1200 hit points on the first phase, that shouldn't be too difficult to do. But we're gonna find out here, so... I do not know the answers. Well, don't do what I did there. That should do it. So I want to do enough damage to take out the left arm. It's my plan, at least. Okay, we took both, so that's good. After obstacle, there's going to be Shadow Slay. And before I take any turns with Magus, I want to make sure I do that. Take some people up, get some healing going on, which is what Luca's going to do after I heal. Get some damage going in here before Shadow Blaze is going to pop off. Which is going to be after this flame battle, so I'm kind of wanting to play it safe here. And then there's a glitch here where as soon as the battle for Core 3 starts, when the screen starts to fade to black, if you press the X button at just the right frames, you'll be able to enter the menu, so you'll be able to use items, heal, all that kind of fun stuff. Let's see if we can pull it off here. So it's going to be coming up right about now. Prism specs, black rock, that looks good. Let's go. Before I do anything here, I want to cast Re-Raise on Magus. Get a nice heal in here. Dark Matter. The middle bit must go down. Especially in the prehistory phase. So when using your triple tech, make sure that whoever has the most health, and I casted Re-Raise on Magus, so when the middle bit goes down, which is now, it's going to counterattack. But since I casted Re-Raise on Magus, he's going to be back up like nothing happened. So with Marl, I want to cast Haste on her. And Magus is going to be our little dummy here. So her thing is going to go all the way up. She's going to cast Re-Raise. And then whoever inputs the command is going to be the one that's going to get attacked. So in that case, since I used Dark Eternal with Magus, he's going to get counterattacked. Re-raise again. I'm just going to Mega. The defense is still down on the right bit, so it's safe to do this, and there won't be any counterattacks since the middle bit's up. Wait for the defense power to go down. Other than the Lava's one flop, I mean, poof, that was pretty solid if I say so myself. So I hope I was a little insightful with this seed that Crab rolled out for me in hour 17, and that's unusually fast, even for me, so, you know, I can't complain even with that Lava's one wipe. And I'm gonna just let this ending roll out. And if you want to ask any questions or whatever to how I do some things, just feel free to ask me. I hang out on the Discord. I work a lot, so it might take me a second, but you know, I'm willing to help other people out. Y'all have a good one.